All right, thanks, guys. We are coming off a 3-0 run in our daily best play on patreon.com/Brock Page. We're also 4-2 in our last 6 underdog plays on that site as well. Link for that website is in the description section below. Once again, we do daily premium sports picks on that site beginning at just $1.99 per month. Once again, that is patreon.com/Brock Page. All right, let's go ahead and get into our NBA slate, beginning with the Sixers taking on the Pacers, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Indiana. Philadelphia is -1, totals at 214. We saw a half-a-point fade of Philadelphia and movement downward on the total. The Sixers open 1.5 down to -1. Total open 214.5 down to 214 even. Philadelphia really struggling on the road this year. Just 7-13 straight up when traveling. They're also just 7-13 against the spread in those 20 road games. Joel Embiid still out with that really messed up finger. And this Philly squad, they rank in the bottom 10 in road scoring. They also rank 20th in road three-point percentage. A couple more things to add about the Sixers. They're just 2-5 straight up in their last 7. They failed to cover the point spread in 5 out of those 7 games. Now the Pacers on the other side, 15-5 straight up on their home court. They're also ranking in the top 5 in offensive field goal percentage. Domantas Sabonis is averaging 18 points a game, 13 rebounds, and 4 assists. Keep an eye on him. Some markets have listed him as questionable. TJ Warren, 18 points a game, 4 rebounds as well. This Pacers squad ranks in the top 5 in three-point percentage. They're also in the top 10 in points allowed. This Pacers squad is giving up just 105 points per contest on their home court. Now, total-wise, we're looking at an Indiana squad who is 8-1 to the over in their last 9. I'm going to lean Pacers +1 in the over 214 in that contest. Next game, Pelicans taking on the Pistons, 7 o'clock Detroit. The Pelicans are -1, total at 226.5. Detroit is just 2-6 straight up in their last 8. Losses to Chicago, Cleveland, and San Antonio during that stretch. They also rank in the bottom 10 in scoring, really struggling to put points on the board. They also rank in the bottom 3 in offensive rebounding. Griffin and Kennard still out indefinitely for the Pistons. Detroit's also just 8-12 straight up and against the spread at home this year. They rank in the bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage. Now the Pelicans on the other side, 7-3 straight up in their last 10. 9-1 against the spread in those 10 games as well. They rank in the top 10 in scoring, top 10 in three-point shooting. They have successful point spread covers over the likes of Utah, the Lakers, and Houston. Brandon Ingram, 25 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Drew Holiday, he's listed as out for tonight's action. And J.J. Redick is listed as questionable. But they do have Lonzo Ball, who's averaging 12 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists as well. So they do have some guys that can score on this Pelican squad. And as a matter of fact, they rank in the top 5 in shooting the 3 ball on the road. They're averaging 113 points per contest. Now, conversely, 8 out of New Orleans' last 8 games all got over the total. Meanwhile, Detroit, 70% of the over in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean Pelicans -1 in the over 226.5 in that contest. Next game, Bulls taking on the Celtics, 7:30 Boston. The Celtics are -9.5, total 215 and a hook. We saw a half-a-point move toward Boston and movement upward on the total. The Celtics open as the 9-point favorite, up to -9.5. Total open 215, up to 215 and a hook. 68% are leaning Boston, 72% on the over. Right now, the Bulls are +405 on the money line. Chicago just 7-12 on the road this year, just 1-6 straight up in their last 7 as well. They rank in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 10 in offensive rebounding as well. They're giving up 105 points per contest. Chicago is also ranking in the bottom 10 in defensive rebounding. Now the Celtics on the other side, very good at the Garden this year, 15-3 straight up on their home court. They rank in the top 3 in points allowed. Kemba Walker's averaging 22 points a game, 5 assists. Jason Tatum, 21 points a game, 7 rebounds as well. This Boston squad ranks in the top 10 in defensive rebounding, top 10 in home scoring. Their offense is averaging 115 points per contest on their home court, and 5 out of Boston's last 8 games all stayed under the total. I'm going to lean Boston minus 9.5 and the under 215.5 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Monday's NBA action. Happy Monday to you. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Now, before we go ahead and dive into some more free lines of personal leans right here on YouTube, I just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. We're currently 3-0 in our last 3 daily best plays on that website. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. And of course, what we do on Patreon is, instead of handicapping every single game on the board side and total, we really narrow it down and focus in on 3 to 4 premium selections per day, games that I personally have action on, very high percentage selections. And I'll tell you this much, my current Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is on YouTube, handicapping every single game on the board, throwing darts, not taking any free passes. So anyway, you can check out my current record for free right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the OKC Thunder taking on Minnesota, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. OKC's minus 2.5, total 217 and a hook. We saw a half a point move toward OKC and movement downward on the total. Thunder open -2, up to -2.5, total open 218, down to 217 and a hook. OKC 7-2 straight up in their last 9 victories over Houston and Dallas during that stretch of victories. They rank in the top 10 in offensive field goal percentage, top 10 in points allowed. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's averaging 20 points a game, 5 rebounds. Danilo Gallinari, 18 points a game, 6 rebounds for him. This OKC squad ranks in the top 3 in points allowed on the road. They're giving up just 105 points per contest in that category there. Now Minnesota on the other side, just 6-11 on their home court, 5-12 against the spread in those 17 home games. Jake Layman is still out. Karl Anthony Towns is listed as questionable. Minnesota ranks in the bottom 3 in offensive field goal percentage, bottom 10 in points allowed. Now 3 out of Minnesota's last 4 did get over the number. Meanwhile, OKC 3-2 to the over in their last 5. I'm going to lean Oklahoma City minus 2.5 and the over 217.5 in that contest. Next game. Magic taking on the Kings, 10 o'clock Sacramento. The Kings are minus 2.5, total 211. Now Bogdanovich is out for the Kings. Barnes and Bagley are questionable. Sacramento's just 3-7 in their last 10. Losses to the likes of the Pelicans and the Timberwolves during that stretch. They rank in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 3 in offensive rebounding. They're just 7-12 against the spread at home, and they're averaging 105 points per contest on their home court. Now Orlando on the other side, 4-2 straight up in their last 6. They're also 70% against the spread in their last 10. Successful point spread covers over the likes of Miami and Philadelphia. They also rank in the top 3 in points allowed. Now Evan Fournier, 19 points a game, 3 assists for him. Nick Vucevic, 19 points a game, 11 rebounds for Orlando as well. This Orlando defense is giving up just 103 points per contest. And conversely, Orlando 5-0 to the under in their last 5, 90% to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, Sacramento 11-8 to the under on their home court. I'm going to lean Orlando plus 2.5 and the under 211 in that game. Next contest, Hornets Blazers, 10 o'clock Portland. The Blazers are minus 8, total open 217.5 up to 218. Right now, Portland just 2-8 against the spread in their last 10. Losses against the Knicks and the Suns. They're also just 6-12 against the spread on their home court. They rank in the bottom 10 in offensive field goal percentage, bottom 10 in points allowed. Meanwhile, Charlotte on the other side, 4-2 against the spread in their last 6. Successful point spread covers over the likes of Toronto and Dallas during that stretch. They also rank in the top 10 in defending the 3-ball on the road. Devontae Graham, 19 points a game, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. Terry Rozier, 18 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for him. Now, 4 out of Charlotte's last 6 did get over the total. Meanwhile, Portland, 10-8 to the over on their home court. I'm going to lean Charlotte plus 8 and the over 218 in that game. Next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Cavaliers taking on the Lakers, 10:30 Los Angeles. The Lakers are the 13.5-point favorite, total at 220. LeBron James and Danny Green upgraded to probable for the Lakers. Anthony Davis and Rondo are questionable. Regardless, the Lakers are right in the middle of an 8-game winning streak where they beat Oklahoma City and Dallas twice. They rank in the top 10 in scoring, top 3 in offensive field goal percentage. Meanwhile, Cleveland on the other side, winners in just 3 out of their last 9. They dropped games to Detroit, Minnesota, and Charlotte. They also rank in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 10 in points allowed. Now, total-wise, we're looking at a Cleveland squad who's 70% to the over in their last 10. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean Lakers minus 13.5 and the over 220 in that game. And I'm going to slide into my shout-outs, once again brought to you by Patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. And we are 3-0 in our last 3 daily best plays on that site. Shout out to Mike Armstrong, Ryan Frazier, Marley Kenny, Stephen Lewis, Ant Ruga, Vernon Milliard, Dr. Zweidenzvig, Kenneth Barney Castle, Gio Lopez, Panama Boy, Eugene Hart, Big Vegas 05, Bin Ready G, and last but certainly not least, gotta give a shout out to Jay-Z Larice. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But most importantly, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on Patreon.com/BrockPage.